Well, Jay-Z's lawyers have conducted a lengthy press briefing regarding the recent accusations against the rapper.
Let's get some more. Here's our entertainment editor, Peter Ford. Hi, Pete. What have Jay-Z's attorneys had to say?
Well, what happened is they are clearly fighting equally a PR war as they're fighting a legal battle, because as long as these accusations are out there floating around untested, it's very difficult and very troubling for his career, and also at a personal level for he and his family. So what Alex Spiro did, he's the attorney for Jay-Z, he's invited a number of press into, I guess, a briefing, and it really was in fact like a PowerPoint presentation where he went through allegation by allegation and how it's simply not possible, according to him, that these things could have happened when and where it's been claimed they happened. And we talked the other day about basic things like the woman involved said that she called her father to come and get her, and the father said, I have no memory of that whatsoever. She said she'd been talking to Benji Madden. Benji Madden wasn't at this party at all. So things like that. So basically he got them in, went through every single thing that they've clearly investigated to show that very little of it can be true. And here's just a little bit of that PowerPoint presentation.
You have to look at the timeline. So there's an old expression that time doesn't lie. Everything else that I'm talking about, these glaring inconsistencies, these are not minor inconsistencies. These are not minor problems with this story. This is utter falsehoods. Time never lies. And so if you look at the time, no matter what, this couldn't have happened. It's not even possible that this happened.
So I think, look, maybe something terrible did happen to that then young girl that night, but you can't blame the wrong people. And if you believe what Alex Spiro is saying, it just doesn't add up. It's not possible that it happened. Now, the woman, who's now 38, is sticking by her story, and obviously the legal team for Jay-Z want the case thrown out, saying this is ridiculous for everybody involved to put people through this.
Yeah, have we ever seen someone go to quite such long lengths to hold a press conference to detail? I can't recall somebody going
literally
to
a
such lengths.
PowerPoint lecture on what it was. So, as I say, PR involved in this.
Yeah, a lot. Let's move on. Pamela Anderson has reflected on the biggest headlines of her career.
Yeah, and look, through the years, of course, she's become a huge tabloid celebrity. We really did stop thinking about her as being an actress. And of course, this movie that she's done, The Last Showgirl, which is getting a lot of attention for her, where she got a chance to really prove herself. And, you know, people have literally said, wow, we underestimated her. But of course, it's all those years of tabloid stories, the most famous, of course, being the sex tape with Tommy Lee. Then, of course, that TV series recently kind of regurgitated the whole thing again, but she has no regrets. You know, it is what it is, and in this Actors on Actors, which Variety does, she's quite open about it. The very fact she was even asked to be in this series, she finds an enormous compliment and a sign that things are turning around for her. Yes, and there she is sitting there with Mikey Madison. Keep a note of that name, because there is Oscar buzz attached to her for the movie she's made called Honora. So it could be those two there chatting could in fact be competing for an Oscar.
Yeah, I just heard a bell, so I think my fish and chips are ready.
Or price check on aisle 3, thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
An Aussie icon, Pete, is finally getting their very own film.
Yeah, Bluey, the feature movie, coming to a theatre near you in 2026. So it's still a bit of time off, but, you know, certainly Bluey, we know, is a massive, massive success. This movie is a co-production between BBC Studios and Walt Disney. The ABC here locally are not involved. People may not realise this. Our ABC doesn't make a cent out of Bluey. When they struck the deal, hindsight's a wonderful thing, I know, but nobody thought to say, hang on, let's get a share of the merchandise. Let's get a share of any future projects that Bluey does. They didn't do it. And BBC did. And now Walt Disney involved. But it's going to be a massive success. There's no doubt about that. And it's great that this is coming right out of Queensland too. And you know it's going to be a massive hit. We don't know yet whether they'll bring in sort of big-name Hollywood stars to play guest roles. We do know there's no shortage of Hollywood stars who've been part of the TV series, and I'm sure they'll look at doing that for the feature film.
Oh, they'd be lining up because all those Hollywood kids love it.
If they've got kids, that gives them cred with their kids.
Absolutely. Okay, that's good news. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.